When I was 7, I remember standing up in church with my dad and hearing about peace on earth, goodwill toward men, and hearing the word man and man over and over. And afterwards I said to my dad, what about me? What about my sisters? He said, well, man includes you. I said, well, if it does, why wouldn't they just use the word everybody? But I fast forwarded, this was in my little Presbyterian church, and here I am, approximately 30 years ago, at a Presbyterian seminary. I'd moved from Dallas to the San Francisco Bay Area, not to go to gay bars, but to go to San Francisco Theological Seminary. And made a couple of big discoveries, finally came out to myself, woo! And realized at the same time the Presbyterian Church wasn't so excited. And not only that, but LGBT people at the time were not allowed to live together in student housing. And as I looked around my colleagues and my fellow students and my faculty, there were so many straight white men, so many. And there were a number of white women, and there were maybe 2 men of color. This was 30 years ago. So as we celebrate the amazing anniversary of InterPlay and recognize the amazing, wonderful leaders, some of whom are the same age as the organization, it just seems important too to put it in context of what was going on. Because these straight white men were teaching and assigning readings, many of which said, there's a dichotomy. There's the spirit, which is all smiles, and it's light. And usually it's male, and it's good. And then there's the body. And the body is bad. And it's female. And it's dark. So we pray with our spirit and we sin with our bodies. And once again, I just found my little 7-year-old soul thinking, wait a second, this feels like I'm unworthy. And I walked into a class at Pacific School of Religion, late, the end of the 80s, I think, the last century, and took a class called Dancing with Contemplation, I forgot the name of it, with Cynthia Whitten Henry. And there was so much opportunity to dance, to show our bodies with joy, to pray with our bodies, to have sadness with, I mean, it wasn't just about this dichotomy anymore, it was all coming together. And I met Phil, and I took classes at InterPlay, and I just realized no one, this is Berkeley, and these were the only people that were talking about, it's not a dichotomy, it's not like there's a spirit and a body, it's just one thing. We can pray with our body, we can feel with our bodies. The body wisdom was so powerful. And what I realized was just how radical this idea was. how radical it was as InterPlay was beginning to bubble up and get wings and get roots. And as I've been here these last couple of days and listening to so many incredible new leaders, the commitment to racial justice and the commitment to LGBTQ equality and the commitment to anti-sexism is so ingrained because it is part of the history and it's part of the context from which InterPlay grew. So I want to bow and to bless the amazing leaders, some of whom are the same age as the organization itself. Some are younger, some are older, some of us are we're all over the map, and we're all over the world now. I was with Phil in Australia, I was saying earlier, and someone said, "Oh my God, you know Phil and Cynthia?" I said, "Yeah, I do." So I want to just have a little moment of a love letter to acknowledge and recognizing that my journey through seminary is not everybody's journey, and certainly at InterPlay and church is not connected or institutional religion. And yet I was so wounded by the church that it took InterPlay to help me heal. So for that and for so many things, I bow to the legacy and to the wisdom and the power of our founders, my good friends, Phil and